Hello, and welcome to the Reach or Miss Show, the podcast for the customer-focused entrepreneur, where Hayut Yogev speaks with entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs about reaching or missing the critical point of approaching the right customer with the right message at the right time and place. The point where business success starts. And here is your host, Hayut Yogev.
Reach or Miss, Episode 18. Marc Guberti, what a pleasure to have you here. Hi.
Hi, it's a pleasure to be here.
Marc Guberti is a teenager entrepreneur, digital marketing expert, and author. He is the co-founder of Teenager Entrepreneur, a movement that educates and empowers teens worldwide with the knowledge they need to become successful entrepreneurs. A quote from the About Me section on Marc's site. My life goal. Through my work, I will positively impact the lives of over 1 billion people within my lifetime. I will pave the way for more teens to embrace their dreams at an early age. My work will continue to positively impact the lives of others well beyond my time on our planet. I just shared with our listeners what you've done until now, and you managed to do a lot. I would like to ask you to share with us, what are you doing and most passionate about today, and where are you heading?
Well, one of the things that I've really loved to do lately is interview a lot of people. So I organized my Content Marketing Success Summit earlier in June. I'm also organizing my Productivity Virtual Summit from September 18th to the 25th. So the goal is to ultimately interview more than 365 people in a given year long term, because John Lee Dumas does that now, and I would really love to surpass that, because all the knowledge and all the fun of it is just absolutely amazing. So interviewing people is the big thing that I'm doing right now. I also create a lot of content for my blog. I'm upping that game. So just basically providing even more value to my audience.
Where are you heading? Because I read that you're really thinking far away. So where are you heading?
My future path will obviously be pursuing those things and also writing a book on everything I learned from the Content Marketing Success Summit that I organized. So I would say basically where I'm heading is just a continuation of what I'm already doing.
When you talk about the Content Marketing Summit, you're talking about your own Content Marketing Summit?
Yes, I created my own Content Marketing Success Summit. It was a virtual event that had over 50 speakers.
Can you describe a bit more of your company as a business?
So I view myself as a personal brand, which means basically everything goes under my name. It's me providing value to business owners and anyone else who wants to basically grow and conquer the digital landscape, like get all the Twitter followers, Facebook likes, and also be super productive so that they're getting all these results in the digital landscape and they're also able to focus their time on the most important things. So just constantly providing that knowledge in the form of training courses, books, and coaching. That's the business model.
I love you talking about providing value, because this is what it is all about, I think, today. However, you mentioned George Lee Dumas, and they're also really him and Pat Flynn, and really up to and talking a lot about their evaluation, about the money they are making. I didn't hear that from you.
Well, I like to keep that type of stuff private. I do come out with performance reports. So instead of basically laying out details of my finances, I prefer to say, these are the goals that I want to accomplish. And I track my whole journey each month and share with everyone what I learned, how I messed up, how I succeeded. So I prefer to give a report that basically says what goals I gave myself, so everyone keeps me accountable, and then my big goals inspire other people to create bigger goals for themselves.
Wow, I love that. I just wanted to ask for yourself, do you see yourself as a business as well?
I definitely see myself as a business, and personal brand business in my eyes is the same thing.
Who are your customers? Can you please tell us who are your customers today and the story about how you figured out who are your most passionate customers? Are you talking mainly for the young entrepreneurs or the young people around you? Is anyone that want to grow his business is a part of your customers? Who are they?
My customers basically consist of people who they're reading the social media articles, they're reading the content about getting more blog traffic. They're doing whatever they can to grow their businesses online and to tap into that wider audience. So that's the focus of who I'm reaching out to, just someone who is taking social media and blogging seriously and wants to get more results for their business.
Please tell us about your concept or beliefs on the way a startup or entrepreneurial business, and I think your entrepreneurial business as well, should approach its customers, and give our listeners your best advice for the customer's approach and focus. What do you think about that?
Well, with a customer in a business, I feel like a lot of people see it as the customer buys something, you get money, it's an exchange. I mean, some people see it as we're providing this great value for the customer's money. The other people say, hey, I just got this money. So obviously you want to be seeing it as you giving value to the customer, more in value than they would ever pay for. But you have to go a little deeper and understand that there is a relationship going on between the customers, all of them, and your business. And without all the customers, you don't have a business. So every time someone buys one of my books, or buys one of my training courses, or buys one of the all access passes for one of my virtual summits, those people are giving me the means and helping me to continue with what I'm doing. So understanding how critical your customers are to your business and understanding that relationship will allow you to develop a deeper sense of appreciation for your customers. And I believe everyone needs that sense of appreciation for their customers in order to be really successful.
You're talking about once a customer became a customer. I want to ask you also about how should a business or a personal brand decide who should they focus on? Because the customers that we choose to focus on will be those that we will look for, those that we will write to, those that we will talk to, and a lot of times are in different places, doing different things. How do they find the customers before they became their customers?
Well, assuming you have no customers at all and you're wondering how exactly do I start?
Or if you're looking for the next one, you are all the time looking for more customers all your life. At least I did.
So the way you would do that is first you would look at your products and services and say, well, what am I offering? What are the things that I also want to focus more on? Because you could be someone who's offering 20 different things, but let's say you want to focus on one specific thing that you want to offer instead of like some of these other services that you just don't want to provide as much. So you would focus on what you want to provide, and then it's up to finding people who would want your product or service. So that would mean going on social networks, see who is interested in the topic of your product or service. So for a training course on Twitter, for instance, I'll be looking for people who are sharing the Twitter marketing articles, who are engaging with other people who share Twitter marketing articles. I'm looking for people who follow other people in my niche who provide similar information. So it's the ability to say, okay, this is what I'm offering, and then finding people who already have an interest in what you offer based on who they're following and based on what articles and videos they're engaging with.
What is your biggest, most critical failure with customers? The one that really affected your entrepreneurial journey till today the most?
I feel the biggest thing is just to be able to see that relationship you have between you and your customer, because you never want to take the customer for granted. And even though you provide an intense amount of value into a training course or a book and you just continue this exchange, I feel like even then it's possible to take the customer for granted because, again, that relationship is so important. The customers are the lifeline of your business, and you need to treat them like they are the lifeline of your business. So that means being there to respond to emails anytime a customer has an issue, being able to respond in a kind manner, even if you have a customer who isn't as kind. So just understanding that relationship is so critical. And I feel like people who don't understand that relationship are the ones who are making the mistakes that people hear about.
But here I would like to talk about this mistake. I'm sure that within all the success that you are having until now, you also had some failures. And I'm trying to ask you to share with us your personally biggest business failure with customers. Can you tell us this story?
I honestly don't have a story on the top of my head right now because I do value that relationship. The only thing I could really think of is maybe in the beginning I took them for granted, which is possibly like that's why I'm talking so much about the relationship between your brand and customers, because even if you're providing all this value, that doesn't necessarily mean you're not taking them for granted. So you could just reach out to your customers and I would say really develop a bond with them.
Do you remember or can you tell us what made you understand that you are taking them for granted?
Well, I feel like the way I saw this is like I'm obviously providing all this great value, but I feel like we need to do more than just provide a book or a training course and say, here it is, I worked so hard on this, you are gonna love it, but then step back. I believe when people do the step back, that's when they're taking the customers for granted. So instead of stepping back when you offer something like a book or a training course, step in, offer that Facebook group where customers can interact with each other and be active in that Facebook group. Take the time where if your customers have a question, they are the priority. The priority isn't the person who like, it would be really great to land him or her on your podcast and you're in a dialogue and this influencer could possibly go on your podcast. The priority is your customers because they are the ones who are keeping you going. So they're going to be emails from like high level people who can really like open the door to new opportunities. But the customers are your primary group of people who you need to be emailing. Like even if like, let's say you have one of the most successful people in your industry who you're in a back and forth conversation with, and then you have the customer's email pop up, I would answer the customer's email first because that customer is one of the many people who is helping me to keep going.
Love that. I would like now to ask you to tell us a specific story of something that you consider as one of your greatest success, more significant success, as a result of the right customer focus or approach, but really a story about customers, about something that you wrote, about something that you did that you're really proud of, or you felt that you're in the right direction. I'm looking for that moment that you knew that you did something right.
Well, I feel like one of the moments I could think of right away is when I created the Twitter domination training course. It was my first training course I ever published online, and being able to get the first sale, that made me realize, wow, people want more of my training courses. And when I got the first positive review, I was like, wow, people are really liking my training courses. So it's not just that people want them, but it's also that they are liking them, because you could provide something that people want, but if they don't like it, then they'll just find it from the next person. So me knowing that my style was appealing to people and they were enjoying it and they were getting value from it, that's what made me realize that I need to be creating more training courses because my audience needs to get more value from them.
Can you recommend the best, most effective technological or digital tool that's related to customer focus or to customer marketing or sales? Which tool you think we should look at today? What can help us in this journey that we are doing? One
of my favorite tools is ConvertKit, which basically allows you to build an email list, and they can do segmenting so you can directly contact customers like who bought product A but didn't buy product B. So you can use the emailing sequences to inform your customers about different offers that you're having that they haven't taken action on yet. You can also build up customer loyalty by sending out more emails that ask them to take a more active role. So one thing you could do, for instance, is say, I'm thinking about creating a training course. I have 3 ideas. which training course idea do you want me to develop into the next training course that I offer? So I believe, ConvertKit is just my favorite. There are plenty of others, but the point is you are using that medium to create more engagement and get your customers involved with your brand.
Great, and we will of course have the link to ConvertKit in the show notes of this interview so everyone can find it. Now I would like to ask you, is there a person, a live person? It can be either service provider or mentor, consultant, and advertiser, etc., that had a major impact on your customer success and can help others as well.
Obviously, family has played a very big role throughout my whole journey. I can't thank all of them enough for basically supporting what I've been doing and to help me along the way when something seemed a little fuzzy or I needed to look at it from a different way. So I would say family definitely for me, but for a universal type of mentor who anyone can use, family just applies to my family. Your family, I would advise looking to them if that is the type of environment where, they can help you. So for everyone, I would recommend Seth Godin. He really got me started on my journey. Without him, I don't know where I would be because he basically created this platform that made me realize, wow, I can actually make revenue and impact the lives of others as a teen. So big credits to him for basically where I am right now. And he has a lot of books about getting more customers and creating remarkable brands. Purple Cow is the classic book that he has. And that goes really deep into all the innovative examples of how you can acquire more customers and treat your customers like they're basically VIPs of your company. So I really would recommend Seth Godin.
That's terrific. There are a lot of things that contribute to our success. Yet I'm looking for the one factor that affected most on your success until today. What is the key success factor that really made it for you?
Build relationships, because you don't know everything about your niche. Even if you think you do, you don't. And building relationships allows you to get put in contact with more people. So one of the blog posts that I wrote attracted Matt McWilliams, who runs a lot of affiliate promotions, and he's gotten me involved in a few of them. And he's been able to make some of the best connections for me. Ray Edwards, Chandler Bolt, Tom Ziegler, all three of those people and many more are directly from Matt McWilliams. So I have a lot of people who I connect with, and they introduce me to new people, new opportunities, and I obviously do the same for them as well. But my recommendation is to build at least one new meaningful relationship every single day. I truly believe if businesses are not building relationships every day, they are at the best stagnant or heading towards the cellar.
Wow. Before we say goodbye, I would like to ask you for your last piece of guidance and what is the best way to contact you if somebody is looking for you.
My last piece of guidance is to enjoy the journey. I know that sounds corny. I promise I'll make it non-corny by the end of this. But when we set a big goal, because a journey is just, okay, we're on this path to achieve this big goal that we're going after. One of the biggest mistakes you can possibly make on this journey and life in general is to hinge all of your happiness on that one aim. So you're on this journey, but you cannot be happy until you accomplish this one goal. And what's even worse is once you finally accomplish that goal, it's a day of happiness, and then you're on a new journey, and then you have a new goal, and then you constantly hinge your happiness on that goal. So definitely enjoy the process, definitely hustle, but don't hinge your happiness solely on the accomplishment of one goal, because then you are eluding yourself from being truly happy and truly being able to love what you do. And that lack of happiness can really drain you, even if you got started on a true passion, which is a shame to see.
Wow. I love it, Marc. I love it. And what is the best way to contact you? For people that are looking for you, we'll put it, of course, on our show notes.
So as I mentioned at the beginning of the interview, I'm running the Productivity Virtual Summit. That's at productivityvirtualsummit.com. But obviously, if someone views this late, then the summit already happened. So if you want a free resource from me, basically regardless of scheduling, so you could see this interview in November and it'll still be up. I wrote an ebook called 27 Ways to Get More Retweets on Twitter. And it goes over how I got hundreds of retweets every day. That is at Marc with a C, Guberti.com/retweets.
I would like to thank you so much. It has been very, very interesting. And thank you.
My pleasure.
And for you, our listeners, until the next time, it all goes down to this. You either reach or miss. Keep reaching your goals and vision. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Reach or Miss Show, the podcast for the customer-focused entrepreneur. You can find all the information, links, and resources that was mentioned at the show in our website, reachormiss.com. See you next week.